Now, we all come in different shapes and sizes, many named after fruit, actually. But a new study has revealed apple-shaped women are twice as likely to suffer heart attacks and strokes as pear-shaped women, due to the excess of fat that is stored around their major organs. Now, we're often quick to tell someone when they have lost weight, but would you tell a friend if you were worried that their weight was affecting your health? It's an interesting one, isn't it, that we seem to have no problem at all telling someone the weight's falling off you, but would you tell someone if they...
No, I wonder what would happen. I wonder what it is if you're melon-shaped.
Melon-shaped?
No, I think, you know, if I went to the doctor, I would expect him to tell me.
Yeah.
Because it is to do with health. But I still feel that a lot of people, unless it is family or very, very, like, your best friend who's genuinely worried about you, I think most people that go, oh, you've put loads of weight on, I think they're judging the way you look. I don't think they're going, oh, you're putting loads of weight on and I'm worried about you.
Do you mean like troll-type people?
I think generally people go, oh, you've put some weight on. I think it's because what they're saying is you don't look as good as you did. I don't think they're going, oh, you're putting weight on, are you all right? No one's ever said to me, you've put loads of weight on, are you all right? They just go, oh, you're putting weight on.
I know.
So they're not concerned, really.
It's a difficult one because I'm an alcoholic, and when I gave up alcohol 7 years ago, I turned to food, which a lot of people do. So I was absolutely replacing one addiction with another addiction. And I realised very quickly that I was eating in the same way that I was drinking, which was to fill emotional voids and emotional holes. I realised this, and aesthetically, I didn't look right with the 2.5 stone I'd put on, but also the osteoarthritis in my knees was worse, and my back was worse, and all of them. That was just with 2.5 stone. So I went, in the company that I joined, I had CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy, and although it sounds very technical, there was a lot of common sense involved. And basically, I learned how to change my relationship with food, which works for me a lot of the time. I fall off the wagon sometimes, but I've got the tools that I learn. With that, I spend time with people who are morbidly obese, and I am hugely against fat shaming, because I think that it's all very well to say eat less, move more, you know, and these people who say that about people who are mentally ill or physically obese, eat less, move more, we all know that. But the fact is, for a lot of people, for most people who are obese, morbidly obese, it is because they are emotional eating, and unless we get to the bottom of that, we're not going to solve the obesity crisis.
Yeah.
And it's a funny thing, because I would say to a friend who had lost a lot of weight, I would say, out of concern, I wouldn't say it in front of other people, but I would say to them, you've lost a lot of weight,
Yeah,
I'm worried about you,
concerned,
and, you know, can we go and get some tests, I'll come with you. But I would never say it to somebody who I thought was overweight. Funny enough, I say it to Gary. So Gary's got a right old tummy, and I know that on men, if they carry their weight here, a bit like you're saying
like
about
the thing about the
shape,
apple shape.
Yeah.
if you carry your weight here, it is detrimental to your health. And, you know, we have arguments about it. And I say to him, look, I'm going on about this because I want you to live longer. It's that simple, you know. I'm not just doing it because I don't think you look great in...
What does he say in response to you if you pick him up on that?
Well, you know, there's all sorts of excuses. I mean, he doesn't actually eat that much. It's a bit of a mystery, but maybe he's a secret eater, I don't know.
Well, that's what I was doing.
Really got to the bottom of that. But, yeah, it's a funny old thing. And I think, in a way, that it has been shut down a lot. So, you know, the NHS, for example, you're saying that you would take it from a doctor, and you're absolutely right. But there are people that have made official complaints when a doctor has said something to them because they go, you're fat-shaming me. So, equally, you've got to be... you've got to have the debate. We might not want to have to use the F word, but you've got to be able to have the debate without people shutting it down going, you're fat-shaming.
Yes.
Because this costs the NHS millions. When people are morbidly obese, they need bigger beds, they need bigger ambulances, they need bigger stretchers, they have heart issues, you know, etc.
But the thing is,
not just talking about people who are overweight. There are a lot of people who you might look at them and go, they're overweight, and they can run a marathon.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, no,
so it's not about that, it's about morbid obesity.
And it's what amazes me is when people go to the doctor and get offended by him saying, well, actually, you know, your knees are bad or your back's bad, you could do with losing weight, and they send in a complaint. But you don't go to the dentist and he goes, your teeth are bad, and you go, well, you're teeth shaming me.
Yeah, yeah, precisely.
What's the difference?
Yeah, you're right. You're totally right. We asked you, would you tell a friend if they were overweight? And 81% said no. You wouldn't tell a friend
I want them
if they're
as friends.
overweight.
They're all my
Big
besties.
old difference between overweight and morbidly obese. There's a whole range between that, you know.
Yeah. Deborah says, however, 100% I would tell them. It's called caring for the friend or family member. Having lost 8 stone myself, I've appreciated the support from others. And it's interesting that she sees it as support.
Yeah.
Rather than seeing it as a.
But I think a lot of
negative to
people
push
just say,
against.
you want to stop, you know, it's very different. Like we've just said, if you say, you know, oh, you want to stop eating more, you know, you want to stop eating more. It's not as easy as that. It's not as easy as that for a lot of people, is what I'm
Yeah,
I'm
one
saying.
of the people that complained, she went to the doctor for headaches. She said, I'm getting terrible headaches. And he said, because you've got too much weight going on, your body's not, you know, and she made an official complaint because he'd mentioned her weight. How do you deal with that?
Exactly.